Hey everybody, y'all come on in. We're gonna just do things a little bit different today, or well, tonight I guess. It's nighttime and it's snowing here in Tennessee, but not like everybody else in Tennessee. It's just flurrying here. My sister-in-law is like literally maybe 20 or 30 minutes away from me, and she's like covered in snow, and we have like just little flurries falling down. It's funny. So y'all come on in. We're gonna talk about paparazzi today, and like the opportunity. It struck me that I haven't said much about it in a while, and I've got a really good friend that has known me my whole life that had questions, and figured that I could answer some questions today. Right, well it hasn't, like it's like flurrying, like it's not even like doing anything really, Stephanie, here, but like 20 more ish miles west of here, like it's covered on the ground. It's so funny. Crazy. Oh, cool. Okay, Kimmy, I'm good. How are you? Did you see the recipe that I commented to you, and did you see tonight's meal? I was thinking about you. I was like, Kimmy needs tonight's meal too. And I probably need to talk to you anyway, because they finally put me on cholesterol. They said I'm hyperlipidemia, or I don't know, something technical like that I had to quit reading it. But cool, you guys come on in. Go ahead and put this on your personal page. You never know, somebody out there might be wondering what in the heck and want to join or whatever, might want some information. I'm gonna take a second to put it on my page. Hey Kelly, I see your little bubble up there. But yeah, I don't know, like it's supposed to snow tonight or something silly, but I don't know, you guys. I'm not holding my breath, because it seems that if I hold my breath, it will snow, or if I don't hold my breath, it will snow, one or the other. Yeah, it was really good. It was so super different too. Usually I do that with pork instead of turkey. Which, I mean, I looked on the back of the package of turkey, and that was a lot of cholesterol, so I was like, I don't know if I did anything. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, girl. And you're in the past, so I feel like I can call you anytime, because it won't be as late as it will be here in the future. Oh, thank you, Clarabelle. Thank you, darling. I put on my pink lips tonight so y'all could hear what I'm saying all the way in the back, y'all. All the way in the back. So I'm going to take a second. I'm going to finish taking a second, I guess, to put this on my pages. Really? Oh my God. So I told my sister-in-law that. I said it's going to snow on you, and then it's going to skip me and go east. Right, Kelly? That I know that Scott always said, hope for a snow day. Which, like, it snowed while I was there, but they never, like, closed it, I don't think. It was so funny. It was like every time it did snow, they were like, no, we'll open. It's fine. All right, guys. So definitely we'll be open for questions tonight. Oh, hey, Snickers. So if any of y'all are watching that's not already a paparazzi consultant and have questions, or if you just have general questions just because you're curious, because this is a really... Heck, I'm still curious. Like the ladies that I watch that are making like 5 and 6 and 7 figures, like I'm all over their training videos, their lives, and asking questions, you know, like it's one of those things that you're never gonna know all the answers, and it's always gonna be a pivot move too, I feel like, for paparazzi too. And the biggest pivot, y'all, was COVID. I swear, like COVID was a game changer. I am glad that, yes, I do, Miss Lisa. Do you want a pair? I am glad that I joined paparazzi when I joined, because I think that I would have been more intimidated to do it during the pandemic rather than before the pandemic. I go into things kind of panicky because it's uncharted territory. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to expect yet. And I'm a worrywart. Josh tells me I'm a worrywart. Like if I had a worry stone, I would rub that thing gone. And, okay, Miss Lisa, I'll put them in your bin. Thank you, darling. Hey Bella, how are you? But yeah, so I remember when the tables were turned, and I remember when I was just strictly a customer, and I would shop different people. I would shop my friend that lives local. I would shop other people. I would search for, different pieces, like Clarabelle. It reminds me of what you do, kind of, because I would like go on people's lives and be like, do you have this piece? Do you have this piece? Do you have this piece? And then I would Google search it and find it and get it. And it was always like a pair of cheetah something or fringe or something, crazy like that I love. But I remember those days, and I remember when the opportunity presented itself to me, and I was hesitant with good reason. I think we're always hesitant to everything new that we don't know about, and we don't know how to, oh, Lisa, I'm going to delete that, honey. But that's good for her, but I'm going to delete that comment. But I remember being hesitant. I remember even being hesitant to going to work at the zoo. At the time I was going to school for architecture, I was 30 years old, and I was honestly sick of retail, like sick of being at work till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, sick of hours, sick of watching younger people come in and get hired and get daytime hours where I'd been working there forever and still having to close. And I felt like, oh, I'm just so good that I get to close every night. Yippee. Like I don't get home till 11 o'clock at night or something silly. And I know y'all have been there. I know that a lot of y'all can probably relate to that. So went to college, 30 years old, to do what I should have done probably, I don't know, at 18. I went to high school and took all those graphic designs and interior and architecture classes and fashion design, but I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do. So I didn't think it was right to go, you're fine, Lisa, don't worry about it. Didn't think it was right to go straight out of high school to college to maybe not go or end up doing what you were going to pay all that money for, because I was intimidated. I was scared. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know, like if college like meant that you're going to be there, as soon as you graduate college, you're going to be in that field, or what if you fail, or what if you don't make it, or what ifs will like drive me nuts. And I know y'all can relate to that too. Because what ifs are like a plague just as bad as this pandemic, right? And what ifs are like keeping us down and keeping us from doing stuff. And I swear, y'all, like when I was going to college, I had the opportunity presented to me to work at the zoo. Kelly, they go recruiting at the colleges and stuff. Well, I was there, and it was actually Casey and I think it was Casey and Ashley that walked by me, and they were like, hey, you want to work at the zoo? And my first reaction was, no, I sure don't. Like, I do not want to clean up after animals, because I'm not like skilled to be an animal caretaker. So I'm not going to be the grunt worker cleaning up the cages. No, absolutely not. And then I heard the interviews going on and figured out that it was for retail and different departments like that. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to school here. I might as well work here too. So I went and nailed it. Brent will tell you that I bullied him into a job because I went in there and was like, I got 2 jobs and I go to college. What are you going to offer me? But that's I don't know, that's just my personality, I guess, out in public. I'm a wild one, y'all. You gotta watch me. Hey Carlette, how are you doing? Oh, good question, Bridget. Good question. So like I'm facing, I'm facing like going to school in Nashville, driving an hour there, getting a job in Nashville, which I worked in Nashville before. And dating a guy in Nashville for 6 years, Josh. So all this stuff was coming together. Hey Danielle, and it was all nerve-wracking. It was very scary to like do the punch the bullet to do the what if and go to college for architecture. Finally, it was very scary to punch the bullet and do the what if to go work at the zoo. And then the opportunity presented itself. My boss said, well, hey, you're getting ready to graduate a couple years later. Oh, I did too. It's okay, Lisa, don't worry. So, you know, he said, what are you going to do when you graduate college? Are you going to stay here, or are you going to go to an architecture firm? And I was kind of like, you know, I'm not ready to leave the zoo just yet. Like, I really like it here. I don't particularly like computers, and that is the route that architecture has mainly gone. I said, now if I could find somebody that does it old school, that would let me draw on a piece of paper on a desk and, you know, do the plans that way, then maybe. But people don't do it that way. People are you kidding me? People are using technology left and right. They're not going to bust out a pen and paper or a pencil and paper and draw anymore. But so I stayed at the zoo and became a manager of the retail operations there. And I loved it. I loved it, y'all. Like, that was my life. Like, I ran around that place, and I had it was like being in a second community. Like, it was like a second, I don't know. It was like it was a family. I mean, Kelly and Stephanie, if y'all are up here, y'all know. I mean, it's like a family. Like, you go to work every day to be around your family. But super fun. And then, you know, what attracted me to paparazzi? So, I mean, I'm working at the zoo, and we can't really wear big jewelry there. Wasn't even supposed to really have my industrial there, but since I have long hair and wear it down, nobody really said anything to me. I didn't have facial piercings or anything like that, so it's more invisible than visible. That was one of their rules. Like, you couldn't have a lot of, you know, facial piercings and visible tattoos, which I have retail tattoos. That's what I call them, when you can't tell that somebody in short sleeves and shorts, well, I have one on my leg that you can tell. When you can't see them on your arms, you know, generally in retail, that's what I call a retail tattoo. They're on my back and they're on my leg, so they're usually covered. So, like, we're selling, you know, gifts at the gift shop. I'm doing good. Me and Josh are getting ready to get engaged and buy a house and all these big things. And, like, I'm getting ready to move to Nashville. Like, life is happening, you know, like, life is happening, and super fun. And this was maybe like 2.5 years ago or so. Bridget, I was at the zoo total almost 4 years. This year would have been 4 years, so almost 4. But yeah, like, so working at the zoo, I'm watching paparazzi lives, I'm making the money, y'all. I'm making good money for the first time in my life, making good money, have health insurance, and like all this stuff, like they're paying for my cell phone bill, all this mess. And I always felt like I didn't deserve it, though. I always felt like, well, God, all I'm doing is just running my mouth all day at work and telling people that they need this stuffed animal and they need this and that, and look at this, how cool it is. And, you know, like, just kind of felt like, that I didn't deserve it. Yes, Autumn worked there with me. She got hired right before I did. And so I'm, you know, coming home, and I'm watching a friend that I know sell paparazzi. And you know, kind of scooting around, because I knew about it. I knew about paparazzi way before Facebook Lives. I knew about paparazzi when they used to be at the malls, and they would set up like a little trade show at the mall, and there'd be usually a paparazzi girl and a Scentsy girl. And remember Party Light, the little tea candles? There'd be one of those people there. And I used to do... a long time ago, I used to do balloon art. So we would go out and do the balloon arches and the balloon columns and the big balloon art things that you would see like at malls and at different festivals, I guess, and different things like that. So I was around paparazzi a lot, y'all. So God was like dangling it in front of me, I don't know, 9 years ago almost, I feel like, when it first probably started. And I knew it was $5. I knew every piece of that jewelry was $5, and I knew that I would go broke buying every single $5 piece of jewelry, because I have a weakness, y'all, and it's called, if I got money in my pocket, I'm gonna buy some $5 jewelry. So I'm, you know, working at the zoo, making good money, watching my friend sell jewelry. I'm buying jewelry from her, and then I'm kind of like putting my feelers out there, and I'm like getting used to this Facebook Live, where I've seen it a couple times and a couple people doing it, but I haven't gotten into it yet, right? So now I'm using Facebook search, and I'm searching paparazzi lives, and I'm scrolling through people, seeing what people are kind of acting like and selling like and kind of looking like too, you know, like we're very judgy people. We stop in and we see what people are about, right? We do it. We all do it. We're all guilty. It's human nature to wonder and to stop in and to look. Most of us are very nice and pleasant people. There are some people that, you know, we call trolls, and they're very mean when they get on a live. And I know that y'all know what I'm talking about too. Y'all have ran into them, I'm pretty sure. But I never did that, you know, like I'm not a mean person. Like I can't sleep at night if I hurt somebody's feelings. Like it makes me upset, even if you piss me off to the point of like no return. If I hurt your feelings back in return, then all of a sudden I'm mad at me and not you anymore. But that's another live. But so yeah, I'm scrolling through and I come across Catherine and Wally, and I thought it was cool that they had a husband-wife kind of duo, and they would like play off of each other. And I really liked Wally's sarcasm. One of the first pairs of earrings that I bought from him were those white little acrylic discs, and he called them white wafers, and he was like, you could go take communion with these, and I thought that was hilarious. I grew up with my dad, so I have a horrible sense of humor that gets dad jokes and inappropriate jokes, and I laugh at way more than I should. Yeah, right. See, I know. Well, y'all all know Wally. A lot of y'all know Wally. And, you know, me and Josh, we are playful on words and characters too, you know, so we're like, oh, well, da, 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 da. We make terrible jokes that I don't do that on my lives, y'all. Total different setting. But yeah, so I mean, I'm scrolling through, and you know, I bought some stuff from them and kept going back and getting to know them, and Catherine kind of got to know me, and just kind of hooked on to what they were doing, and I liked how they were doing it. So, you know, she presented the opportunity, and it kind of made sense. I was kind of like, you know what? Yeah, like, this makes sense. I had a bunch of questions because, of course, I was hesitant. I didn't just, like, jump in and be like, shoot, yeah, like, sign me up. I was like, wait a minute, like, how's this work? How's that work? Oh, what are they going to do about this? Or how are you going to do that? Or how am I going to blah, 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 blah. I mean, I come with 1,000 questions, y'all. My doctor just diagnosed me with hypothyroidism and hyperlipidemia or something like that, some cholesterol word. And you better believe I had an 8x10 piece of paper with about 1,000 questions scribbled all over it. And one of those questions was, is this going to kill me? Just because I'm a paranoid person and I like to be able to sleep at night knowing that, you know, all is well. Or be prepared, you know what I mean? So yeah, I finally like kind of made the leap, and it was because I was buying so much jewelry, and I figured, I mean, God, the lowest pack is $99. The lowest startup kit is $99. Y'all, between everybody I was shopping, I was spending $99 a week, so it kind of made sense to just go ahead and join. So I could just buy, you know, from the back office, whether or not I wanted to get on mine and sell or, you know, do what they were doing. But it was a no-brainer that I could do this. I've had 17 years plus of retail. I have pretty good people skills, pretty good mindset for selling. I understand features and benefits and what those mean and how those work in your life and in my life. So I really, it was kind of a no-brainer. Oh, she's got hyper. Oh, Sammy's asleep. They're sleeping. Josh is actually, he's on the way home. He had a show tonight in the freezing cold snow flurry. I mean, like, we were getting, like, little teeny tiny snow flurries. Kelly, I cannot believe that it is snowing so hard. Like, I swear, y'all, like, the snow, like, skipped us. Like, it's wet out there and, like, cold as crap. But no snow. I mean, it's like teeny little flurries, but they're not doing anything. They're just like floating around in the wind. But yeah, so when I joined, I was spending, I mean, why not, right? Why not? That makes sense. Like, everybody has a why, I feel like, but I had the why not of it. Like, why not go ahead and sign up? You're spending that money anyway. And that's the one I have, Lisa. So she has the same. It's hypo. Hyper makes you lose weight. I have hypo on the thyroid side and hyper on the cholesterol side. So I don't know. We're balancing out, I reckon. Who knows? I don't know. It's amazing. But it's also like a punch, you know, like now all of a sudden you can't have that fried green tomato that you love so much because it's a vegetable, right? But it's not healthy because they fry it. Daggone it. But so I joined and I was working at the zoo, y'all, probably average about 45 hours a weekish. I would usually get there and I'd usually get there an hour before it opened, and sometimes I would stay all day just because, you know, things were so busy. Like, we were getting insane numbers. Like, Kelly, you were there, you know. We were getting up into, like, the tens of thousands of people on a weekday. So it was craziness. And then we had Zoolumination come through. Boo at the Zoo is really big. So being a manager of the retail, I had carts outside. I had extra carts because it was extra activities going on, and just had to be there. And so I would come home, y'all, and do my little lives in front of my living room curtain. Did y'all see that picture I posted today, the 2019, when I started in August to the 2019 in December? I was in front of the little living room curtains doing my little lives with my, I don't know, 3 tubs of jewelry that I had back then. And y'all, for just that, I made $3,000 in like just a couple of nights worth of lives. I was not live every night. I was not live more than maybe like an hour and a half. I wasn't really live on the weekends, but I was live maybe like Monday, Wednesday night, maybe Wednesday, Friday night, maybe like 2 or 3 times a night for a couple of months. Because I started in August, so that's the 8th month. 8 to 12 is 4 months. So in 4 months, just going live a couple of nights a week, I pulled $3,000. And it's funny because my boss at the time, he would always say, well, you know, we'll never lose Lena unless the paparazzi fairy comes in there and sprinkles magic and, you know, her paparazzi takes off and she won't leave us unless that happens. And Kelly, can't you hear him saying that? But, oh yeah, they did. I'm taking mine. I'm taking them. But, so, right. So, I mean, $3,000 is pretty good. And of course, that's the gross. So if you, you know, if you take the 45% commission out of that, it's 17-ish hundred profit, which is still pretty good. I mean, it's not going to hold you over. That's not going to do anything, but for not trying and for not like putting 100% effort into it, that's some good extra pocket change. And you get to keep pieces that you want. You get to pay $2.75 for jewelry, and you get the option to carry stock or not and sell it or not. So, I mean, that was just like not even trying 100%. That was trying at maybe like 25% because I had a full-time salary paying job that was very demanding. And during a very demanding time, in the winter with long hours, I wouldn't get home some nights until like 10 or 11, y'all. So that was half of it. So in the back of my mind, and this is funny because it's going to lead up to like a big joke, you know, but in the back of my mind, I was always wondering, like, I wonder what I could do if I had all day to sit home and work on paparazzi and work on building my business and just do the jewelry. I wonder what would happen. Well, fast forward through, you know, the winter, I got hit by a car, I got sick, I went to the doctor for my chest pain, which now we think is because of the cholesterol and, you know, all that mess. And then in March, COVID, right? Remember, we heard about it in December. We caught wind of it. We heard that something was going on in China, and we hoped it didn't come over here. And then, you know, like somebody's friend from California is like, oh, it's over here now in California. And then we're like, dang, I hope it doesn't come over here. You know, like this is really getting scary. And then all of a sudden it's in all these countries. And then every day I'm checking CDC to look at the map to see where it is, you know. And then fast forward to March 18th, the zoo shuts down, y'all. My job shuts down. Like all of y'all's. A lot of y'all experienced it too. We all went through the shutdown together. We all went through quarantine together. We all experienced this together. But I already had paparazzi. So my husband, I remember, he did not like the shutdown. He did not like the quarantine. He did not like sitting home, where I was like, yes, I get to sit home at my house and like enjoy it. And I get to wash clothes and play with the jewelry and do, you know, the cooking and the cleaning and not have to worry about like rushing off to work or getting home from a long day and doing all that. So, you know, I was kind of like, whoa, this is neat. I like it. And so my husband makes this joke, and he was like, God always answers your little weird prayers, doesn't he? Sorry. Maybe so. Maybe I caused it. Maybe my dog did, because you know what? Sammy was like, oh, yes, mom is home now. So I love it. I got to stay home with my dog. I got to play house, which I made straight A's in kindergarten, y'all. Playing house, straight A's. I get to focus on my business now. So y'all, in the month of March, let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. I cannot remember exactly what I did, but I think the month of March, I think I did between $4,000 and $5,000 the whole month. The whole month. Now, mind you, I just said that between August and December, I did $3,000, right? 1 month of March, not even the whole month. 18th was when we shut down and I stopped going to work. So the last part of that month, I made $4,000 to $5,000. What? So I kept growing it from there, y'all. I kept going. Like every day I got up and was like, yep, I'm going to sell some more jewelry today. Yep, this is the move I'm going to make today. Yep, making this move today. And yep, we're going to do this. We're going to start doing a live every day at the same time consistently. Everybody is home. They need me. And you know what? Then we started on Sundays. We were like, yep, we are going to go live after church and bring y'all worship. Josh would play shows with me. I know somebody commented that a minute ago that they missed Josh playing the shows. I do too. I know. Maybe he'll start doing that again. But yeah, so like we would go live together, and we would like be able to bring y'all the Lord and jewelry. Like it's like a great way to minister is through Paparazzi. So we got to share our faith with y'all. We got to share our music with y'all, and we got to share our jewelry with y'all. We got to make friends with a lot of y'all. I mean, a lot of y'all I met just this year through Paparazzi, and I feel like God probably would have put us in each other's paths eventually, but this is how he chose to do it, was through Paparazzi, which is amazing. It's so amazing, right? But oh, thank you. I know it's little white hearts. It totally does not go with my cheetah print pants that I'm wearing though. So I don't know if y'all can see below my belt line, and my cheetah print pants do not match. It's okay. It's like the COVID God, what do they call it when you're on the laptop on the Zoom and you can just see from like here up, you know? But anyway, so I was very fortunate to have already been doing Paparazzi for a little bit and long enough to be able to pick up and run with it full force in March when everything shut down. And I'm very fortunate to have been on the team that I'm on and to have the leaders that I have that were like, hey, all of a sudden this is looking like what's going to happen is going to happen. Because you know what? The first initial thought was, oh crap, the world shut down. Oh crap, everybody has lost their job. Oh crap, what are we going to do, you know? And then it took off, y'all. And one of the upline elites, she said, We're getting ready to run. If you don't run with the herd, you're going to get left behind. And that resonated in me. I don't know if it's just my fierce nature or my retail nature or mind over matter or logic, y'all. But I was like, I'm ready. I'm going to be right there. I might not be right there in the front, but I'm going to be right there, like towards the front, running with the herd. Y'all are not going to leave me behind. I'm coming. And y'all, I ended 2020 at $38,000 in sales. $38,000 in sales. Really? That's close. That's in between what I was getting paid salary and what they were going to unfortunately have to drop it below that for everybody that was still, you know, going back or returning. I don't know if that's too much information, but $38,000 to sit home safely and not have to leave my house and not have to be on anxiety mountain, because COVID hit me hard with anxiety, y'all. I was not okay at work. I was not okay at the grocery store. I was not okay at Walmart. I may or may not have freaked out a couple of times in a couple of public places, but I you know, was not okay. And it was causing problems at the brick and mortar work where they were talking to me about, you're going to have to like fake it because you're leading people and you can't be scared leading people, basically. And I said, I totally 100% get that, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, I am scared to death to touch that daggone doorknob. So, but, let's see. Yeah, it's so amazing. Yes, we are already close at work then. I know. Yes, we are a part of your family now. I know. And you know, when I had the conversation with my boss and told him, hey, I'm not going to come back when the zoo opens, he totally understood. And I told him, I said, my business has taken off. I don't want to go back and be put in an anxious situation and have you mad at me for me being mad at being here around this disease that I have no control over, and don't know that much, because nobody still knows about it, you know. And that was when it was on surfaces, and it was, you know, the beginning of it. And so he totally got it, and blessings, was not mad that I left. And we both kind of chuckled and said, had COVID never happened, we'd still be running around that zoo right now, like blowing bubbles and hollering about big stuffed animals being half off. And he was the one that performed me and Josh's wedding ceremony, so he's a close friend of ours. But he totally got it because he knows me. He knows how I am, and he knows my anxiety, you know. Like, I really, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right, Bella? Yeah. I think a lot, like, America really, I think the whole world, it's not fair just to say America, I think the whole world might have had a little bit of that anxiety and depression from COVID, because it's something new that we really don't know much about. Nobody knew, I mean, how do you know something about something new that just pops out of thin air all of a sudden and is taking people's lives? And then you're scared to death to leave your house, you know, you're scared to death to like touch anything on the outside world. And people are saying, oh, I take my shoes off before I come in my house. And I'm just like, oh my God, do I need to start like wiping down my freaking shoes? Like, oh my God, like, so yeah, there was a lot of anxiety and panic, but Paparazzi allowed me to sit right here in this room that y'all have watched and seen with, you know, and grow. And a lot of that is thanks to you guys too. Y'all have supported me all the way. Y'all have liked and shared and bought and prayed and probably cried and laughed and, I mean, done all this stuff with me and for the whole year. And I'm grateful for that. So do I get a check or get the money from selling? So Lisa, how it works. Yes, I do get the money from selling it. For example, like Lisa, if you were to go to the website, the paparazziaccessories.com/317262, that one links to me. That's my Paparazzi website through the company. If you were to go to that website and purchase, like, you know, $100 worth of pieces, I would get 45% commission paid to me. Their Paparazzi payday is every 20th of every month. They will pay you the sales that you make from the online sales, which is like you going to that website and purchasing from that website. Let's see. So it'd be like, I don't know. I can't do math right now in my head, y'all. I can't do math when people are watching me. So 100 times 45% would be $45. So I mean, I would get paid the $45 off of that. The difference is, now, a lot of you, you know, I do the lives and I hold up the earrings with a number and you comment sold in the number. Well, I already paid $275 for these. So I get the $5 that you pay me through Square. And basically, I'm paying back the $275 to my business that I spent on buying it, and then keeping the rest that you paid to get it for the $5, if that makes sense. So it's 45% commission, not terrible. The more, hey babe, yay! The more, right. So yeah, so I mean, there's another avenue also. There's another avenue that I'm right on the edge of, right on the cusp of, and that is the commissions check from your team members. So I finally get it when you hear them saying that there's like 5-figure and 6-figure and 7-figure earners. It's because they have a team of like 2,000 or 3,000 people under them. I have 20 people under me. I do get so you keep about $2 almost, something like that. I think each piece of jewelry, like if you take tax out and everything, let's see, we'll do it. Okay, so you pay $5 and I had already paid the $275. So in theory, I would get $225 immediately, you know, profit. So that $275 that I got off that piece, I would turn that around and buy another piece of jewelry to keep my inventory going. There's a great video called The Power of 15 where you sell 15 pieces, you buy 15 pieces, and then you sell 30 pieces, and then you buy 30 pieces, and then you sell those 60 pieces, and then you turn around and, you know, it grows organically. But basically, you know, it's a lot that goes into it. I don't make a terrible amount from it because I charge a low shipping. So sometimes I eat the cost in shipping. But that keeps my customers and my friends and family happy. The $275, I buy more. The $270, like if you have like my business account and my personal account, my deposits go here. And out of here, I would take that $225 and put it to here. And this is my bill money and life money and Lena money and Josh money and our money. But this money right here, all the little $275s from all the jewelries that were bought, goes to reinvest in more jewelry, goes to shipping cost, or goes to a mannequin hand or something to grow the business. And that stuff right here, that all that's going to, is all tax writable off too. It's all a business expense. I get to literally write off 12% of my mortgage, y'all, because I do this in home. I get to write off 12% of all my bills that I pay for this house because I use my house to do my business. That is down the trash, the pest control, the electricity, water, the internet, all the phone bill, all of it, 12% of it, I get to write off at the end of the year because I do my business in the home. And they did like the square footage thing, and that's how they came up with 12%. They were like, how big is the room that you work in, and how big is your house, and you have to like do some math, and they came up with 12% for me. Now, y'all, if everybody's gonna be different, unless you have a 900 something square foot house and a little, I don't know, I think our room is like 11 by 10 or something, so it's like I don't know, they did some math and they said it was 12%. But, so I get to write that off. And so, yeah, like I get to all the little shipping costs and all that I get to write off. That's another reason why I keep it so low for you guys, because I get to write it off. It kind of, it hurts and it helps. But, I mean, hey, I did $38,000 in sales for the whole year of 2020, starting from March, when it it's from January through March, but it really didn't kick off until March. Hey Angie, how are you, girl? Welcome in. I'm just babbling about paparazzi and the opportunity. I figured tonight would be a fun little opportunity night because I haven't done one in a while. But yeah, so I've got a friend that asked me, she asked me some good questions, and we kind of got interrupted throughout the day, so she's got more questions for me, but her questions were how to keep it out of your personal life, like not to make it your whole life, which is a very good question, because I feel like, I mean, it is my life. I eat, sleep, and breathe paparazzi, I feel like, to where sometimes I have to figure out how to, go back to like take a break or something, or don't think about it for 5 minutes. But very valid question, right? So my first response was, well, don't do it on your personal page, number one, because that's a big no-no anyway, and Facebook can shut you down. Facebook can end your whole Facebook career if they catch you selling on your personal profile. That is the whole reason they made a business platform of Facebook. We learned that back in 2014 or 13 when they first came up. It won't lower them. It just like you get to write off a percentage of them. It doesn't change the amount of the bills. The bills collector, they don't care. They're still like, you use this amount of electricity, give me that money. But you get to write off a certain percent. So I mean, it technically, I guess you get something back, but it doesn't make them lower that month. Like it doesn't reduce what you're going to pay that month. You're still going to have to pay that whole amount that month. Does that make sense? But I mean, so yeah, right. I know it's real tedious and real tricky, and nobody like told me this, and which I don't think I thought to ask, like I was really nervous though when the first tax time came around. I was like, Lord, am I going to have to pay a bunch of money in? Am I going to owe money? And I didn't have to. I got more money back, I think, ever in my whole life. And I felt like what parents must feel like when you get money back for having a kid. As bad as that sounds, right? I know that sounds awful, but I felt like that. I was like, this must be what my friend feels like that has a kid getting, because I hear things. I hear that people get money for a kid on taxes. That's cool. I don't have any kids, so I'd always get like just the measly, tax return that I get, which I heard that is a bad thing to get a tax return. I heard that it's a bad thing to get a tax return. I heard that you should not have to pay or get money back. But, who knows? Everything is so technical and well crafted that, I mean, you really have to study it to know what in the world is right or wrong or going on anyway. So, and we all like money. You get that money in, February or March or April, and you're like, yes, and go get that big screen TV or whatever you've been wanting. But so I thought that was cool. I was relieved. And I started talking about that because I noticed that not a lot of people were talking about that. I do recommend getting a CPA. I am not a CPA, and I do not know all the questions, but I just know what my CPA walked me through and the questions that he asked me about my business and my house and my bills and my expenses, which I splurged. I had money. So I bought more inventory. Like if I sold 10 pieces, I might have bought 20 or 30 pieces. I might have kept 5 pieces though for myself because I could, and they were only $275. But guess what? Those get to be wrote off too because they're for the business demonstration pieces, and they go to my lives and they go to me working my business. So I was kind of like, well, that's cool. That's cool too. I like it. I like it. What else you got, tax man? Tell me more of your secrets. But yeah, so, I mean, it's been a heck of a jewelry journey. I call it a jewelry journey because it's really fun. I feel like I have finally landed where I need to be. A CPA is a, babe, what's that mean? It's a certified personal, it's a tax person. It's like what they are at H&R Block, but like they do it year round instead of taking a course for 3 hours to sit. You know, some people at H&R Block, they take that little course and they don't know as much, but some H&R Blocks, they have like a CPA. It's a certified professional public accountant. God, thank you.
I'm looking it up over here.
Oh, somebody beat you. Hey, Angela! Yes. So there's CPAs that have like firms year round that I don't know what they do off season out of tax time. I have no idea. I guess they catch people that have to do their taxes. Everybody's saying hey to you.
Hey everybody. Just got done playing a gig.
You want to come say hey to everybody? Giggity giggity. Josh just got home from playing a gig. So he is on cloud 9 because he got to go sit on a bar stool and play his music in public with a mask on. I don't think he wore a mask. But they don't have anybody. They like block it off, so he doesn't have people like on him. How many people was there? Was it even full?
It was a medium-sized crowd.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest crowd they've had in a while.
Mm.
And they tipped really good.
Good.
Yeah.
You want to say hey to everybody? You want to come sneak around? Angela, how are you doing? I hadn't seen you in a while, girl. I hadn't seen you in a whole year.
And I had a blast. And I drank 3 Red Bulls.
Oh, Lord. You're not going to
so
bed.
I was bouncing off the walls.
You're not going to bed tonight.
I wore my Def Leppard shirt. Def Leppard. So I got requests for Def Leppard. I don't play Def Leppard songs.
Oh, that makes sense.
This angle is really not flattering for me.
You have to bend down.
Let me get down. Let me get down here.
You have to get down to my
Oh yeah, this is better. Oh yeah, okay. Hey everybody.
Now you're in the comments.
Now I'm cross-eyed. Okay, now I gotta look at it like this.
Yep, I got him on. I got him on. So that makes sense, Angela, because the lady at my bank that is like the bank regional manager, or she's like the high up bank lady at the bank. She's very knowledgeable about business and stuff too. Like she gives me good advice. Okay, love you, babe.
Love you too. Love you guys.
She gives me good advice too about mainline marketing, because that's what this is. It is an MLM. Bella said yes, Def Leppard. If y'all ever make it to Nashville, Tennessee, I tell you what, we're going to have to just do a concert, and we're going to have to do a Josh show, you know? Like, it's just, he is unlike any show you've ever seen. He's great, and he'll get off the stage, and he'll be like, that sucked, that was terrible, it was awful. I'm like, were you at the same show that we were all at? Because everybody loved it. But yeah, like, there's a lot of technical stuff, the behind the scenes of it. It is a mainline marketing. That was, you know, something that me and my friend talked about today. Cause she said that I had a post. She said that I made a post the other day that struck her. And she said that it was, your friends and family might think you're crazy. They might not support you. They might ask you why in the world you're going to do this, or why in the world you're thinking about doing this. And she said that struck me. She said that struck me because I have friends that, because I've talked to them about doing this, and they're like, absolutely not. It's a pyramid scheme. Are you kidding me? Ew. And I said, it is a pyramid scheme. It is a mainline marketing. It is. But there's totally like control with this one. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. You don't have to wait for me to advance, for you to advance. In a general pyramid scheme, the top person of the team has to rise up for everybody in the team to rise up, right? Right? If you join me tonight And then tomorrow you wake up and you're like, hey, Lena, guess what? Like 5 of my best friends are going to join me and we're going to like run with the herd. We're going to join the pack right now. You would almost probably pass me right quick because the 20 people I have under me, maybe 5 of them are active, which is fine. You know, like I watch a lot of MLM informational videos on YouTube. I watch a lot of paparazzi informational videos on YouTube. There is so much information out there on YouTube. It is ridiculous. I love it. Like I just get lost in rabbit holes. And then, I mean, there's no telling where I'll end up at the end of the day when Josh comes home on YouTube. I mean, I'll be standing on my head doing yoga or something. But like MLMs, I watched a really interesting one and it said that out of everybody that joins the mainline marketing under your team, maybe 20% will be there in a year. And then the next year, maybe 20% of those people will be there. So you could do the math that it's not for everybody. And yeah, you might join and you might pay the $99 startup fee and you might love it and you might not end up doing it. I am hard-headed as a bull and I love this and I have decided to like ride or die with it, I guess. I don't know. I'm a North Carolina girl. I'm stubborn. But it's not really in my nature to quit, I guess. I don't know. But it's an interesting thing because I'm worried about ranking up, but I'm not worried about ranking up. Because I know that by me not ranking up, it's not going to stop Lindsay under me, or it's not going to stop Rebecca. It's not going to stop Autumn. It's not going to stop Lisa. It's not going to stop any of those ladies under me from doing their thing and building their team and rising up on their end if I don't rise up on my end. If the person above me doesn't rise up, it's not going to affect me. If the person above her doesn't rise up, it's not going to affect me either. That's the beauty of paparazzi. They have made it to where us individually, because we are independent paparazzi consultants, get to run our own independent business with guidelines that they set for us. They set guidelines. It's a pretty lengthy 27-page little tiny guideline thing. And they hold you to it. But I like rules. I like rules because it's something to follow and it's something to build your business and have a baseline and run with. I'm a rules following gal. I like rules. The zoo had rules laid out. I loved them. When a new person got hired at the zoo, it was my pleasure to sit down and go over all the things you could and could not do. And I was going to be watching you until I trusted that person enough to leave them alone and get off their back. And then I'd go after the next new person and be like, all right, well, let me tell you what you can and cannot do here. I just like rule. I don't know. I'm a rule follower. I think they make it. I mean, rules make everything easy, right? That way, nobody can be unfair with it. You can't sell the jewelry for less than $5 because that would, you know, like Bella, I'm going to use you just because your name is right there. And yes, paparazzi is the best. If somebody was selling it for $5, then wouldn't you go over there and buy all their jewelry instead of shopping with me? That is exactly why they have done that. So it's fair all the way across the border. The people that are high up earners that have been doing this 7, 8, 9 years are still selling it for $5. They're not selling it for anything cheaper. They're not selling any different ways than we're selling. They are pivoting and turning with the times, y'all. They learned Facebook Live. They learned the back office parties. They learned all sorts of stuff. We're pivoting, you know, like we had to take a hard left when COVID hit. We had to take a hard right when, you know, like people started going back to work. We'd have to adjust all the time. Every day when you wake up, it's going to be a different day and a different adjustment. And, you know, new eyes. You're going to get new eyes here and there. You're going to get all sorts of new things thrown at you daily. And it's up to you as an independent paparazzi consultant to figure out how you're going to handle it with your business. Just like any other brick and mortar business. It's the same thing. And that's what I told my friend today. I was like, you know what? you're crazy to start a brick and mortar business too. I have done that. I have rode down that road with a friend. One store goes out of business and she's like, hey, well, let's open our own and do our own. And I'm like, well, we're freaking nuts to do it, but let's do it. That's my attitude. We're freaking nuts, but let's do it. Let's see what happens. Come on. But I mean, you get what I'm saying? We're not Walmart. We're not going to right off the bat have 34, stores immediately open, pulling in that money and that income all day long. We're one person with one Facebook business page with one, day to make it count. Aww. Yeah. I can totally see that, Angela. I can totally see that too. I know. It is a love-hate relationship with working at home. I 98% love it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I might love it more than anybody else on this whole planet right now. And my husband will be the first person to tell you that I thank him every day for letting me stay home and be a at-home wife and run a little side business that, makes ends meet, y'all. I can make ends meet with this. And we, through the pandemic, I think it speaks wildly enough that we never once had to worry about a bill. We never once had to worry about food. We never once had to worry about holes in our underwear or socks. We did not have to worry about any of that through a pandemic. I feel bad that I couldn't do more for people that did have to worry about that stuff. We weren't that fortunate to be able to help people. We did make donations here and there to certain areas. But we personally did not have to reach out and ask for help. We didn't have to. And it was really sweet because I think it was either Thanksgiving or one of the holidays where we were together with family, and Josh's dad said, I am so thankful that through the pandemic, none of my children had to ask for help. We're included in that, y'all. We were included in that. All the other children were working their jobs still because it was just different jobs. But, we had Paparazzi and Josh was doing construction. That kind of got halted because nobody wanted him to come over to their house because, again, COVID is new. And are you going to want somebody to come over to your house right now during a shutdown pandemic that you don't know is COVID free or not? So that happened. But, it's definitely interesting. And Paparazzi, you know what, y'all? It's just been a really fun ride. It's been a really fun jewelry journey. And yeah, I have probably made it more of a life than some would want. And I don't know if I'm explaining that right to my friend or to y'all, where, yes, you can keep it totally separate from your personal life, but it's going to become your personal life too. I mean, you don't have to make it your personal life, but I love stuff so passionately that I radiate it out. And of course I radiate out jewelry because I love jewelry. I loved jewelry before this even was a thing, before I was even an independent paparazzi consultant. So, but I don't know. But yeah, if anybody else has any other questions, I know I've been running my mouth for probably over an hour. What time is it? Look at that. That's how much I love paparazzi, y'all. That's how much I believe in it. Honestly, I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would do it again and again in a heartbeat. I'm glad I did it. I would love to answer any questions that anybody has about it. I did make sure to put the earned income statement in the post. And if anybody's catching this and wants to join the team, I'll help you out. I'll tell you my tips and tricks and secrets, and I'll introduce you to all the team and their tips and tricks and secrets, and see what you can do too. And hey, you know what? If it doesn't stick, what are you out of? 99 bucks and you got some jewelry? Not that bad. Not terrible at all, y'all. I love it. But y'all, thank you for coming in and kind of listening to me rant and rave and ramble and talk about the past 3 crazy years, or however back far I went. I don't know. But I hope it made sense. I hope that maybe some of y'all related to it. I know a lot of y'all are paparazzi consultants that are watching. I hope y'all are still kind of, you know, thinking that you made the right decision too, because I tell you what, I have seen it work for so many people. And I know it's going to work for you. You just have to do it. You have to do it. You have to like put yourself in the position to like ride or die. Like, you know. Oh, you're welcome, Bella. Thank you for hanging out and listening. Angela, it was good seeing you, girl. Y'all, I have sales daily. I do the little snippet sales around like noon central where, you know, it's like a quick like little 10-minute, here's, you know, something to look at. You can always catch those replays. And then usually 9 p.m. Central, I do a live selling show. I just have not done an opportunity in a while. I have not talked to y'all in a while about why I did this. What you want to see, Bella? What you want to see, girl? Oh, I didn't pull anything. Didn't pull nothing. Oh, so we did get a name for the new mannequin. This is going to be Miss Luna. Luna was the voted win. So this is the new little bitty teeny tiny mannequin. Isn't she cute? She's precious. She's like 18 inches, I think. And we had to name her, of course, because we have Valerie. We've got, you know, mannequin Val that's going to be on Monday night at 10 p.m. in an appropriate sexy lingerie, modeling beautiful jewelry that's going to look hot on Valentine's Day. But yeah, so definitely Monday night is going to be a 10 o'clock live because we want to make sure all the kids are in bed and all the mommies and daddies can pay attention and shop some beautiful $5 jewelry and get ready for buy one like that. I found her on the marketplace. I just happened to scroll through one day and I was like, oh. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled, Bella. Keep your eyes peeled and keep telling God. Keep telling God what you need, girl. He does provide. I tell you what. But yep. So this is Luna. All right, girl. Well, I'm going to get off and go talk to Josh and spend some time with him. Scroll through. Did you see today's live? It was all the beautiful Z pieces. There's still some left. So definitely scroll through and see if those catch your eye. I know, she's super cute. She's velvet too. I have to keep her lint rolled. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope I didn't bore the mess out of you. I hope that everything was insightful. And I hope that if you are thinking about joining, that I didn't completely scare you away, that I might have inspired you, that this could be a life-changing thing to do. And I just like being real with you. I like being real. This is something that you have to put you have to put some percentage into it to get some percentage out of it. And if they're going to pay you 45% commission, you probably need to put at least 50% into it to get that 45% out, I would say. I'm not a math magician. That's what I call them. But, I mean, that kind of makes sense, you know. When I was not full throttle, I did okay sales. Like, I thought selling 200 pieces in a month was like really super cool. And I mean, y'all, I probably sell between 600 and 800 pieces a month now. And that's insanity. So I'm excited to see where I'll be next year on this day telling y'all what my sales were this year, right? I'm excited for that. So I hope you're going to still continue with this jewelry journey with me. And, hey, if you want to join my team, come on, the more the merrier. If you think you can jive with me, then come on. Criticism just helps us grow, baby. Love you guys. Bella, thank you, girl. Thank you, all my ladies and gentlemen that came in. Y'all can catch me tomorrow at noon central. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I will not be live. We've got something going on, so that's going to interfere. But I love you guys. Thank you.